Hey, you guys, let's have a fun evening and I'll read to you some superstitions of the rich and famous. I'm not a superstitious person, but I will share one thing I remember doing as a child. But here, look. Reader's Digest from October 2018. Superstitions of the rich and famous. Do that. And here's a gum I'm chewing, by the way, this spooky eyeball Halloween gum. I've had it forever. Brought out my Halloween mask from Halloween videos past. My little pumpkin toothpick. And my rat. And you guys remember me mentioning to you I have a spooky nun? Look. It wasn't meant to be spooky, but it turned spooky because I don't know what happened to the arms. And when I found her, look, her head was like that. What does that mean? I'm not superstitious, so it doesn't mean anything to me. But, okay, first off, as a kid, well, a couple things. One, I remember when we would go out to the shopping mall, my brother and my sister and my mom, and definitely would not step on a crack because I didn't want to break my mother's back. My mom used to get so flustered with us because we would almost make her trip because we'd be jumping and hopping from cement square to cement square, trying not to step on a crack. That was a big deal. That was in grammar school. That was in the 60s. Then the other thing in the 60s, grammar school, that we did inside the house, I did it. I don't think my brothers and sisters, I can't recall that they did it. Perhaps I tried to challenge them or compete with them, but my memory mainly is that I did it. And it was that I would step my foot when I walked by something. Let's suppose I'm thinking of the chair we had. I would take a step to the beginning of the chair. My second step would go in the middle of the chair, and my third step would go at the end of the chair. I couldn't just walk by the chair like a normal person. My first step had to be at the start, second step in the middle, and third at the end. And then walking down the hall, we had a super long hall with several doors. So each doorway, I would do the same thing in front of each doorway as I passed by on my way down the hall. My first step would be at the beginning of the doorway, second step in the middle, third step at the end of the doorway. My mom would get so mad at me when she would catch me, especially down the hall, because she would see me hopping and flipping from side to side of the hall. So that I remember doing inside the house. And then, of course, on the sidewalk going down to my friend's house. That's really about the only superstitious thing I remember as a kid. I don't know if that's really superstitious because I didn't do it with the thought that something spooky would happen if I stepped on a crack or didn't put my foot on the right part of the chair or the doorway. But we did enjoy just to step on a crack and break your mother's back. We would just be laughing. We didn't really believe it was true. But anyways, let's see what Rich and Famous, what they have. So we have, first of all, let's see. Most of us have an irrational fear or habit. Famous folks often seem to go one step further. Very superstitious. Illustrations and text by Ellen Weinstein from the book Recipes for Good Luck. Benjamin Franklin. An Odd Morning Ritual. Author, inventor, diplomat, scientist Benjamin Franklin. Lived from 1706 to 1790, swore by air baths. Before he started his workday, Franklin would sit without any clothes on for up to an hour in front of an open window. He wrote that the shock of cold water was too violent for him, and it was more agreeable for him to bathe in cold air. Franklin would either read or write during his bath. John Wayne. 10-gallon phobia. John Wayne, who lived from 1907 to 1979, often wore a hat on his head in his films. His temper would flare if anyone left a hat on top of a bed. According to his daughter, he was deeply superstitious and subscribed to the not uncommon fear that a hat on a bed was a harbinger of bad luck. Dion von Furstenberg. Treasure from Dad. Fashion designer and icon Dion von Furstenberg, born 1946, tapes a gold 20-franc coin in her shoe for good luck before every runway show. Her father hid the coin in his shoe during World War II and gave it to her when she was a girl. Now we know. John Steinbeck. A Right Way to Write. John Steinbeck, 1902 to 1968, wrote the first drafts of The Grapes of Wrath, East of Eden, Of Mice and Men, and most every other one of his books the same way, by hand and in pencil. And he was very particular about his pencils, requiring perfectly sharpened black wing 602s. Oh my goodness. Charles Dickens, Dreamcatcher. Author Charles Dickens, 1812 to 1870, carried a navigational compass with him at all times and always faced north when he slept. He believed it improved his creativity in writing. Will all be Lucille Ball. Let's see what she was up to. A Feathered Foe. On the day that 3-year-old Lucille Ball's father died, a bird flew into her home and became trapped. Traumatized by the events, she developed a lifelong avian version. The actress even refused to stay in hotels that had pictures of birds on the walls. She died in 1989, 1911 to 1989. I remember that. Well, that's a new one. I never heard that. Gustav Mahler. Beware Number 9. Composer Gustav Mahler, 1860 to 1911, thought he could cheat death by not naming his ninth symphony by number. This was because several composers, including Beethoven, Schubert, had died after completing their 9 symphonies. So, Mahler called his 9th symphony the Song of the Earth, and it worked in a sense, as he lived long enough to write most of his 10th symphony, though he died before it was performed. And last but not least, we have, I think that's Michael Jordan, uniform designer. Michael Jordan, born 1963, reportedly began the trend-setting change from mid-thigh basketball shorts to long ones as a way of covering up a pair of University of North Carolina shorts, which he wore for good luck under his Chicago Bull uniform. Chicago Bulls. I didn't know that. Well, interesting. Oh, I thought of something else weird I used to do with my brothers and sisters in grammar school in the 1960s. But again, I wouldn't know if the superstitious, but it's a strange habit. Didn't they preface this section with odd, what did they say? Oh, an irrational fear or habit. This was an odd habit. Every meal we had milk. Lunch was milk. If it was at home, we had milk. Supper was always milk. Breakfast, not so much. But this was a ritual. I know I did it at supper time almost every night because we had milk. And I would tell my brothers and sisters to drink their milk. I would not drink my milk until they drank it. And I forgot what I said to get them to drink it, but I couldn't rest easy and drink my milk until my brother and sister had drank theirs. And we always had glasses that we drank our milk in at night. It never was a plastic cup or like a coffee mug. It was always a see-through glass. And there was something about seeing, after you drank your milk and you would see remains of the milk on the glass, and you know what someone had drank out of it. I don't know exactly, but that was a big deal. But again, is that a superstition or crazy? Like a weird habit? Let's see, what else? Well, I have things I do today. We have earthquakes. Southern California, everybody knows. So the other reason I keep a toilet lid closed is for fear of an earthquake and something's going to fall in the toilet. My iPhone or my iPad, who knows. So that's a big deal with me, keeping the toilet seat down. The other thing I do when I get groceries, specifically canned goods, I always turn them upside down simply because I want the stuff in the can to mix up. In my mind, I'm thinking this can has been sitting right side up forever. So as long as it's in my cupboard or wherever, I'm going to have it upside down with the hopes that it'll mix, or who knows what, but that's the thought in my head. Everything gets put upside down. Pineapple, tuna, crushed pineapple, tuna, chicken, canned chicken, applesauce. I don't know. Anyways, that's a real thing I do. Oh, the other thing, that's reminds me how obsessive compulsive disorder. One thing I do, I must check the front door I don't know how many times to make sure it's locked. About a month or so ago, when it finally got the best of me, I realized I do it to make sure there was no burglar at the front door trying to jimmy the lock or bash through the front door. I don't check the back door. It's a sliding door, and the garage door. When I lock those each night, I feel good about it. I never go back. But I must go back to the front door like 3 or 4 times during the evening before I go to bed. And that's a reason to make sure there wasn't a burglar trying to get in. Let's see, what else? I'm sure I'll think of something else after this video is over, but that's about it. It was fun. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, a reminder to please push the thumbs up like button. I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching.